Sometimes, the most terrifying stories aren't from distant lands. They unfold right beside us, in places we consider safe, among people we trust. This is the heartbreaking and deeply disturbing true story of a Federal Road Safety Corps officer, Funmilayo Lasisi, and her young daughter, Sewa, who were lured from Ogun State and brutally murdered in Osun State. This is a story of betrayal, manipulation, false spirituality, and a crime so gruesome that it left an entire nation in shock. Today, we'll walk you through the chilling sequence of events and uncover how a respected officer and her innocent child became victims of a horrifying ritual killing. This is their story. Funmilayo Lasisi was more than an FRSC officer. She was a mother, a committed public servant, and someone colleagues described as gentle, diligent, and dedicated. She lived in Ogun State with her daughter, Sewa, a bright, promising young girl with her whole future ahead of her. Funmilayo had been in a relationship with a man named Victor Fajemirokun. What began as an ordinary relationship slowly transformed into something dark and unimaginable. According to police reports, everything changed when Victor claimed that a cleric told him Funmilayo had spiritually taken his glory, and instead of ending the relationship or seeking rational help, he allegedly chose a violent and disturbing path. Investigations revealed that Victor lured Funmilayo and her daughter from Ogun State to Osun State under the pretext of visiting someone. Funmilayo trusted him, and Sewa too. There was no reason for them to fear. What awaited them in Osun, however, was a nightmare they could never have anticipated. The Osun State Police Command later stated that Victor did not act alone. He reportedly contacted a local herbalist who promised to restore his so-called lost spiritual glory. According to the confessions obtained from the suspects, the herbalist allegedly told Victor that the only solution was a human sacrifice, a horrifying demand that set the stage for an unthinkable tragedy. When Funmilayo and Sewa arrived in Osun, they were taken to a remote area. There, the suspects claimed the victims were overpowered and killed in cold blood. Police later revealed that when the bodies were discovered, vital organs were missing, confirming suspicions that this was a ritual killing. When Funmilayo and her daughter did not return home, family members raised the alarm, and the police began tracking phone records and analyzing her last known movements. Their search led them to Osun State. Officers combed bushes areas around the suspect's location and then made the devastating discovery. Funmilayo and Sewa were found in shallow graves, dismembered, mutilated, and abandoned. During a police parade, the 40-year-old Victor Fajemirokun was displayed alongside two herbalists, Boyega Daramola and Sunday James. Victor reportedly confessed that an Islamic cleric told him he would never succeed as long as Funmilayo was alive. He claimed he believed she had used spiritual manipulation against him and needed to be cleansed. He admitted luring Funmilayo and Sewa to Osun for what he described as spiritual cleansing, and according to his statements, a man he met on TikTok, identified as Boyega, performed a consultation and allegedly accused Funmilayo of causing Victor's misfortunes. Victor said that the herbalist asked him to bring Funmilayo. He narrated what happened when they arrived at Ijebu-Ijesha. The herbalist told Funmilayo she needed to perform certain rituals. 3 men were instructed to take her into the bush. Victor said he followed, and that in the bush, Funmilayo and her daughter were killed. He claimed he had been under some kind of influence and insisted he did not know their organs would be harvested. One of the herbalists, Sunday James, also narrated his role. He stated that he met Victor, Funmilayo, and Sewa at his boss's house, and as his boss told him Victor had been told that his partner had taken his glory and they were brought for killing. James said he was ordered to kill them and that he slit their throats in the bush before dismembering them. The prime herbalist, Daramola, however, denied personally killing the victims but alleged that Victor instructed the killings. According to the Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Gotan, the investigation began when Victor himself was reportedly missing after heading to a mountain in Ikoyi for prayers. Police intelligence led to the arrest of herbalist Daramola, who confessed that Funmilayo and her daughter had been brought for morning rituals and had already been killed. He led detectives to Esha Odo Dam, where Funmilayo's remains were uncovered, missing the head, breasts, hands, private parts and other vital organs. Further intelligence led to the arrest of James in Ekiti State, who confirmed he slaughtered both victims. He also led police to the separate location where Sewa's remains were buried, also missing organs. Victor, who attempted to escape, was tracked through Interpol, arrested in Ghana, and repatriated to Nigeria. The commissioner assured the public that all suspects will be charged to court and that all efforts were ongoing to capture others involved. The tragic deaths of Funmilayo and her daughter Sewa are a haunting reminder that danger sometimes hides behind familiar faces. This was not just a crime, it was a betrayal, a distortion of spirituality, and a violent act that stole two innocent lives. As investigations continue and the suspects await justice, the nation mourns a mother and a daughter whose lives were cut short by deception and blind belief in dangerous practices. May their stories sound as a warning, a lesson, and a call for vigilance in our relationships, our communities, and our society at large. Rest in peace, Funmilayo and Sewa. Your voices will not be forgotten. Uche Jacinta for Eagles FM News.